So today's question is, do you know how to motivate yourself? And I think the answer for most of us is no. We sometimes do well, sometimes don't. Sometimes find we get our jobs done, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we end the day feeling great, sometimes we don't. And I've been looking for examples of people who know what motivates them, whether or not it's something that's going to work for me or not, because I think it's important to find what they found. So a couple of days ago, I was listening to an interview with Teddy Bruschi from the Patriots, and he talked about hat and T-shirt days. And what he meant was that on special days when they were playing very important games, playoffs, and obviously the Super Bowl, he calls those hat and T-shirt games because he knows that at the end of the game, if they win, they'll have a hat and a T-shirt in their locker celebrating the win. And he thinks that he and the rest of the team play a little harder because they know those T-shirts are waiting for them. Now keep in mind, these are adults who get paid millions of dollars to play, but those hat and T-shirts motivate them. A couple years ago, I was watching a movie, 95 Miles to Go, which is a documentary made by Ray Romano and his friend Tom Calviano. And Tom, who was one of Ray's friends from before he was super wealthy and famous, convinced him to go on a tour to do live shows. And they did relatively mid-sized rooms. These were not like, Madison Square Garden. These were a tour. And Ray had a couple of demands. But one of them was that he get paid in cash at the end of the night. Because even though, again, he was a millionaire who had lots of money, when he worked, his money went wire transferred from the studios to his accountant, and then he would write checks against it or use a credit card. But he rarely got to see the money he made. So he wanted at the end of the night, after sweating a little bit, after putting in some work, to see the money he had made for the night. So my point is this. There's a wonderful book called The Power of Habit, about how to build habits. And one of these things they say is you've got to give yourself a very immediate and specific reward when you do the thing that you want to get done. So that your body and your mind associates the reward, the immediate reward, with the thing that you've done, the hard thing you've done. And one of the things they ask you in the flow chart of developing a habit is, does this feel like a reward? Because I think a lot of times we reward ourselves with things we think should reward us. Whether or not that's a feeling or, whatever it is. But we are simple creatures. And so often we need something very specific, a piece of chocolate, a half an hour of television of a show that you find a guilty pleasure, a super hot shower with some special soap, something that immediately rewards you for taking on the challenge of doing the thing you do. And I ask you, because I think I know, even people who are very motivated and highly achieving, do you have the thing that rewards you? Do you actually know what motivates you? And if you don't, why not discover that today? Why not find those 2 or 3 things that you can associate with some difficult task to get you out of your chair or onto the phone to make those things happen? And that's today's lesson. Remember to leave normal behind and have a charmed life. Minimize desk time, and don't forget to have something completely untitled in your life.